Hey, Kirby. What's up, brother? We still need to do that thing we were talking about, Curb. I'm getting some dates for you. And then I will send you a list. I was up there, Kirby, about 3 weeks ago on a small hunt, guiding, and they're starting to rut. Get up there, get some meat. My son's been running guides. They had just the other day, they had a 42 bow hunters, 42 bow hunters there at once. Bow hunters do whatever they want to do. Bow hunters do whatever they want to do. They just take off and go running around. There was something, and I'll kind of wait a little bit. There was something, if you guys see me posted on Facebook today, and that's from I don't really call him a troll. I don't really try to ban anybody from my YouTube channel. I kind of want people to express their views. You know, it's not just my view, it's other people's views, and I don't want to alienate them, even though how wrong they might look. I'm really trying to hold myself back here. How wrong it might look in other people's eyes on what they might post. But, you know, I do a lot of my stuff by just simple physics and bro science, basically. And I posted, kind of started a shitstorm today on YouTube. Kind of posted something about, you know, this guy was trying to tell me every bat, you know, every bat that I'm going to show you in a minute is built the same. And how he had said in there too that, you know, the balanced bat, you know, hits further than the end loaded because you're swinging it faster. Well, you are swinging a balanced bat faster, but you can swing it. If you do your measurements, if you grab a balanced bat and put it up against a machine that tests your bat speed, not ball exit velocity speed. A lot of you guys are getting confused when I talk about bat speed on this new thing that I'm doing on my website. You guys are getting confused about ball exit speed. I am not talking about ball exit speed. I'm talking about bat speed, how fast you are swinging the bat. So you can swing a balanced bat a balanced bat faster than you can swing an end-loaded bat. I mean, that's just simple physics, right? Well, he's saying the faster the bat speed, the farther the ball. That's just not true. You got to have mass on the end of it. You have dense mass, and there's kind of like a formula there too. And a lot of you guys are asking me about. You know, how do I get my bat speed? How do I test my bat speed? There's a couple of things that you can do. Go on my website, guys. I'm gonna reference my website quite a bit in this 1 hour. It should be an hour, just a Facebook Live. But I'm gonna reference my website quite a bit because there is called a bat speed tester. Look at it, look it up. It's $130. What I did, I had bought one years ago, and the Senior Softball Bat Reviews paid for it. And what I did was I tested a lot of guys' bat speeds. You know, we tested ours, and we went next door and had like 30 at the time older seniors that were swinging, and I kind of wanted to get a look at what their bat speed was. And then this is years ago. And so on the front of my website, you can actually see it at the bottom of it. And Jack, can y'all hear that? So on the on the front of my website, you'll see it, seniorsoftballbatreviews.com. Just go to it and you can see it on there. And it's like I said at the beginning, everything's a formula, everything that, you know, and what this guy did was he kind of talks all the time about, and it's been happening for years. He's been on for years. And he talks about his theory on what he thinks, you know, about what he thinks. So I kind of wanted to, and what I'm going to start doing, you know, because I actually think it's pretty entertaining, is what I'm going to start doing. I know some of you guys out there have teenage kids. I had kids. I had kids later in life. My first one at 37, my second one at 38. My last one that's here with us right now, I had him at 44. But this kid stuff I have to deal with. What I was talking about is I put something, I kind of started and I like doing this, and I'm going to keep doing this, because what it does is it gets a lot of people talking about things. It's got a lot of people up there talking about other people's opinions. And really a lot of these guys that we're talking, you know, are replying, we're not assholes to this guy, you know. And you know what? Whenever I posted the first one, it might have been this morning, right away I get a phone call from Bubba. And Bubba had said, hey, this is what we need to do. You know, all these people, you know, and we do get a lot because I'm out there. I have a big platform, right? So I'm out there. So what he suggested, and I agreed 100%, he goes, you know, people talk about, you know, things all the time. What we need to start doing is inviting them to come down and hit with us, and then explaining how we do all what we do, right? How we come up with these conclusions on, you know, this guy was asking, am I getting the spec numbers from the manufacturers? Are they sending them to me? How am I getting all this information? Well, for one, you guys remember the 10,000 hour rule that I told, you know, everybody about? Well, I've been there. I have that 10,000 hours underneath my belt, right? So I had that experience with bats, even back in the 1988, 1981 to be exact. I've been with Billy when Billy was testing bats. So I know a lot of things. So what Bubba was telling me today was, you know, hey, let's just invite people down, you know, these guys down that are constantly trolling us, you know, hey, you know, come down and you know, come down and hit with us. You know, I would suggest that. Anyway, but one thing too is, a lot of you guys, and I'm not trying to be a dick here. I just want something to be done about. I would love a lot of you guys out there, and all it takes is this right here, right? All it takes is this and a tripod, or you can hang this on the fence. You can actually zip tie it to the fence and get it going. This battery lasts about 2 hours. So that's enough to actually keep you hitting for a long time. Videotape your swing. You know, when you guys come up and say, hey, Dave, you know, I cracked this bat at 10 swings, or I cracked this bat at 3 swings, you know, like I heard yesterday, I think it was. Can you videotape that and show it to me? You know, that's what I like. I always, with me, and I've been doing this for years, is I always like videotaping everything. The behind the scenes, you can see us cracking bats, right? We cracked one the other day. I think it had over 400, Trey cracked it the other day, had over 400 swings on it. And we cracked that bat. And you can see us. You can hear, hey, it cracked. Look, we're talking about it. Or we'll look to see if it's a seam. You'll see us kick it back and look at, what is that? Is that a seam or is that a crack? And we'll talk about it, right? You can see that. It's just not me getting up here and saying, hey, I cracked this bat at 5 swings or cracked this bat at 10 swings. Believe it or not, we do not crack a lot of bats. But we're in Texas. You know, it was 90 degrees the other day at 9 o'clock in the morning. So, I mean, it's hot. I keep the balls inside. The balls are not hot. Again, let me talk about a few things too. And I swear to you guys, I will not go over an hour. I'm already into it, 10 minutes. Well, I heard some things today being talked about when they're talking about bat review people, like it was said, I'm not going to say it was said bad because I don't want to call them out, but it was talked about bat review guys, you know, a lot of these bat review guys, and there's a lot of them out there. You know, I wish there was more, but these bat review guys are going to not have that many bats to review in the future, because I guess they're gonna, I don't know what they meant by it. And they acted like it was all hush hush. They can't say anything about it now, but they're trying to say that and the only thing that I would say, what I can understand and what he was trying to say was, there's not going to be as many bats being pumped out in the next couple of years, because SSUSA is starting to tighten up on a lot of these high performing bats. That's what I got. Now, I know that USSSA is, and I know the ASA has banned, USSSA has just recently in the last year banned some bats. And I do not know, you don't ask me. I just heard this on Facebook today about bats that that might not be coming out next year. So us guys, us YouTubers that do reviews on bats on the side, and then we play ball, right? So we kind of do this. It's kind of a side job for us, and we do this on the side. And we're going to find out next year we're not going to have a lot of them. I just wish I had more information on it to pass it on. And if any of you guys know anything about it, let me know down below about the tightening up on bats. And I wouldn't doubt it, because you guys see this too, and you've seen it in the last couple of years. There's always been a number one coming. There's always been a number one, a number two, a number five. There's always been stacking up, right? So the bats are getting better and better. And then somebody said the other day about, that one guy that I posted about the 1.21 BPF guys. I have believed this for months, and Alan Tanner posted something about it today, and I'm on the same page as him. Is the 1.21 BPF is obsolete. That's just, I just think it's a stamp that they put on. It's kind of like the numbers that I tell you about when I'm talking about this bat right here. About the weight. 20. Look at the 20. It's an end load. It's a 27.5, and this bat's supposed to be an end load, right? Well, it's not an end load. You can't have an end load that has a 3/4 ounce end load. Be it that. Have a 10.3 on the handle weight. So the handle weight on this is a 10.3. Now this is the one without any names on it. And I have guys come and telling me that the last batch with the Johnny Dykes on it was the same weight. Well, the Johnny Dykes that I had, right, that I swung, that was my gamer, was a 3/4 ounce end load. Bubba had one too, and Trey had one too. So those bats that I weighed, and I wrote those weights down, was a 3/4 ounce end load. This is a balanced. It's a very good balanced. I'm not saying it's a trash bat. It is a very good bat. But for you end load guys, right, and this happened after I put that video out, you call up Suncoast. Hey, Suncoast, the website still says it's a 3/4 ounce. Well, it is a 3/4 ounce. So they're going against my weights on what I say. But then again, I weigh them, guys. I know that mass on the end. I know that mass on the, I can turn this thing around and you can feel that mass on that knob, You can feel that 10.1, 10.4, 10.3 on there. And when I swing it, I can feel it in my hands. And you guys watch behind the scenes, you can hear me talking about that. So guys, in the next month, my website is there. I have 3 different tiers now. And I went to that, I got the hard barrel, I got the soft barrel, I got the 90 mile an hour plus bat swinging guys. That's what it's turned into. I've got the hard barrel guys, and I got the medium, and then I got the soft barrel guys. And I've done it with the balanced bats too. So I've changed everything up. Another thing you'll see different on my website, and if you guys want to test, and I have a video coming up about how to test your bat speed, because in the future, that's what this is going to turn into. It's going to turn into soft, medium, and hard, and it's going to turn into bat speed, right? So you're going to have to check your bat speed, your compression. If you like hitting the bat at 150 compression, if you're a 65-year-old and you're swinging at 40 miles an hour, that would be maybe where you want to lean to. You've got to know your numbers. And I know it sucks because you got to find a way to test those numbers. D-bat, and I'm going to put the video out later on. D-bat actually can test your bat speed too. I've tested it at D-bat when me and Bobby Gilbert, a couple other guys, Billy was there, Bubba was there. Charlie Mueller might have went with us, but we were there and they tested our bat speed in a cage with a TV, and you can get it tested there. So have a bunch, and you can it costs like, I think it cost us like $45 an hour. Get a bunch of seniors together, go over there and get in that cage, test your bat speed, write it down, and they do an average. Do the average, because one swing is not the same as the next. So, you know, swing it 5 times, get your average, 5 divided into that, get your average on what you write it down, know it, remember it, right? If you start lifting weights, your bat speed's going to go up. That's another thing too. If you start lifting weights, so you got, you know, get out there, your timing's going to be a little bit off. You can be a little bit ahead. Talked to somebody the other day about that, watching one of the videos about Mark Rees. Mark Rees has gotten tremendously strong, and he's eating a lot better. Well, what happened with him is we were talking on the video, and one of the guys too that's doing the same thing that Mark's doing, he found out that he was just way in front of everything. And I can see it when I'm pitching to him. So I went out there and talked to him. Hey, bud, you just got to slow it down a little bit. Maybe let the ball get up on you a little bit more and hit it that way, because your bat speed is just way too much. And he did. And this guy, wow. So we went out and tried it, and hell, it works, you know. So those are the little tips that you can pick up from behind the scenes on a lot of these videos we put out. But on my website that I have out, guys, I have got discount codes coming in. I've already got, I'll show it. I won't show it to you, but I'll talk about it. On my website, I've already got up there Short Porch, and then Proton. I've got a discount code for Short Porch. I've got a discount code for Proton. I also am getting in a discount code for Onyx, and you can order, just put it in there, save you a little bit of money. You can put that discount code in there, and I've just started doing this, and all of that's going to be up on the website. You guys can go up that I've had for probably 10 years. You guys can go up there and get on that website, my website, and then check out to get, because what's happening, I had been asked, I guarantee for the last 8 years, Dave, you have a discount code, because, or where I can get it. Where can I find this bat that you have? Where can I find this, the Dudley Lightning? Where can I get that? And you wouldn't happen to have a discount code, or you wouldn't have a way where I can get it cheaper. Well, the only way I can do that, if I set one up with these bat companies and then pass that on to you, I will put the discount code on my website. You guys can go in there, get a little bit of price break, and then you guys can order your stuff from there, right? But I've just started. I'm going to get a lot of discount codes for a lot of other things too, especially supplements. I want to get discount codes for supplements. So I weigh a lot of, because I am dealing with seniors. A lot of you guys, you know, I don't want you guys spending a lot of money on stuff, especially at, you know, at the price that they're charging for a lot of this stuff out there too. So the discount codes are coming. I've got a couple up there right now. I'm waiting on a couple, 3 or 4 more that I've contacted people, and they said yes, and they just got to get them to me. Trying to think what else. Shaving bats. Let's get into that. I talked about all this other stuff. What I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start posting a lot of these, because those replies that I get back that I set out today, that is actually coming from YouTube. YouTube, I first started YouTube, and it's gotten really big. I think I've got like close to 9,000 subscribers on YouTube. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm putting a lot of that together, my Instagram page, my Facebook page, and then my Senior Softball Bat Reviews Facebook page, because if you guys are on this, you need to go over to that and join that too, because I'm putting a lot of the reviews on that page, not this one right here. So a lot of you guys can watch the reviews over there, and I'm going to, pretty sure in the future, what I'm doing this live, I'm going to start doing on my Senior Softball Bat Reviews page. So make sure you jump over to that. It's just another page that I have, Senior Softball Bat Reviews, and join that. Now, what I'm going to start doing is, on that YouTube channel, I'm sharing a lot more things on that YouTube channel. I'm doing, on that membership channel that I have over there, I'm doing bat giveaway, and I don't have it with me. I'm giving away a wig popper on that membership channel. And I'm doing live YouTube videos over there with some people that I want to interview and talk to. there's just so many things, guys, that, you know, that I'm working on that because of everything, the way it's changing, right? Because everybody's leaning toward soft barrel, and everybody's realizing that that is the way to go, right? Soft barrel for the guys with this mile-an-hour bat speed. And like I said from the beginning, you know, a long time, it's always been a formula. You know, it's you know, what too many people have been doing, and I've been saying this for the last umpteen years, was too many people were saying, well, this bats are looking at you and this bat's good for you. No, it's a good bat. It's a good, test them with their bat, their miles per hour is, or whenever they get out and they hit, oh, I hit good with this bat. Or they see somebody, they see a pro, you know, and this guy's got a 50-mile-an-hour bat speed, and they see a pro that's killing the ball and hitting it 450 foot, and then they have a table there. Well, the 50-mile-an-hour guy goes over there and buys that bat for $250, and he gets home and it doesn't work for him. And he doesn't understand why. Well, that bat was built for that pro. That pro's swinging 100 miles an hour. Because if you're a pro and you're out there selling shit, your bat speed's usually in the 90s, 100 mile an hour. So he sees this and he's deceived. And then he goes on that table. You know, it's going to change, guys. I'm telling you, it's going to change. I want it to change, because too many of these guys with that lower bat speed are getting screwed. You know, they're going and buying shit and it doesn't work for them. So they say this bat's a piece of shit. When I did a review on that bat, and I said it was good for guys that are over so many miles per hour, them bigger, stronger guys, this bat is a great bat. You know, but Dave sucks because he said this bat was a great bat. Guys, I'm trying to convince everybody for years that that's not the way, you know, and people have been sitting back and seeing, I can't call anybody out, seeing this big muscle 6'8" guy swinging a signature bat and going out and buying that bat and don't even know his bat speed, you know, or, you know, what compression test that is it better for him at? There are bats out there that don't even, there are senior bats out there, you know, that won't even get to that compression test that you need when you do a compression test on a bat. I'm talking about when you go out there, and it's the same thing I just said about miles per hour. You know, there are bats that won't even get under 190 on a compression tester. Well, what if somebody buys that bat, right? And so I'm getting in a tangent right now, so I'm getting away from everything. So what if somebody buys that bat that's got, you know, a 60-mile-an-hour bat speed, you know, and he needs more collapse on the barrel. He needs more collapse on that wall. So I want it to be in the future, and what I was getting to, I'm gonna stop right there because I can talk about that for days. But what I want to get into is there's 4 or 5 different things that are coming out that I'm working on. Me and Brian Banks, I'll bring him in because he's actually brought it to my attention, a way to help a lot of people out there when it comes to choosing a bat. You know, there are 3 things that I'm working on that nobody knows about. I haven't even told my wife, that I think is going to benefit a lot of people out there. And they're not your regular, it's not your regular things that a lot of people talk about. It's because I do think outside the box, and I think this is going in a direction. And what it's going to do, guys, it's going to start maybe moving a little bit more toward the 40-year-old guys. You know, the not as much, because their miles per hour are usually up there pretty high. And my attention is more toward the guys that are playing your AA and your AAA, and more that the guys haven't been benefiting for years because they don't know, right? Because their bat speed is 40 or 50 miles an hour. And it's no shame in that, because they are older and you do lose your bat speed. You know, there's workout routines that can increase your bat speed. There are supplements that make you feel better. TRT, testosterone replacement therapy. I've talked about that in the past. And I got to keep on talking about that because a lot of people are misinformed about it. Creatine, and I'm jumping right into that. I need to mark that off too. I've got a couple of emails about their doctor took them off creatine because their creatine levels were higher, their creatinine levels were high. So they thought they were getting kidney damage. Well, what creatine, there's so many things. Consuming creatine can raise your creatine levels, okay? Elevate them, right? I've been doing this for a long time. My doctor told me years ago about my creatine levels in my body were too high. And I'm telling them, no, this is what I'm doing. Just recently, I went to another doctor, and well, I went to my same doctor, but the PA was there, and she talked to me. She goes, oh my God, your creatine levels are high, your creatinine levels are high. And I'm like, okay. She goes, well, what are you doing? I said, well, I'm taking creatine. No, you can't do that because you're damaging your kidneys. And I'm going, no, I'm not. You know what raises your creatinine levels, your creatine levels too? Exercise, working out. So let's say you guys go to a softball tournament, right? And you're playing for Saturday or Sunday, and then you go get blood work on Monday. Your creatine levels are going to be elevated. Your creatinine levels are going to be elevated. So it looks like you have too much in your body. So starts freaking out. Your doc starts freaking out. All you got to do is talk to him. Okay, doc, can working out really hard raise those levels? Can playing softball really hard raise those levels? Well, yeah, they could. Okay, I was doing that. Or here's another one too. You dehydrated? If you're dehydrated, your creatinine level is going to be high. Your creatine level is going to be high. So a lot of you guys have told me I'm off creatine because of my kidneys. Guys, do some research. I'm not a doctor. I can't sit there and demand that you need to get back on. I'm not. Just don't, one guy said, do what your doctor tells you to do. Guys, I wouldn't be on TRT if I did what my doctor told me to. A lot of doctors, I would go to get another opinion, right? I wouldn't just tell them, do what your doctor tells you to do. I would say, then go get another opinion, or go get 3 opinions, or do this, get on Google and try to find out, what are your levels? Are your levels way high? Are these elevated a little bit where they got to monitor them or they have to look at them? So there's other things that can raise those creatine levels, right? Just not creatine, and if you do your research on creatine, you find out that creatine is really good for you, right? Like I said, creatine for 42 years, I think is what it was. Might have started in my 30s. So 32 years I've been taking creatine. My creatinine levels, my creatine levels have been high. So they monitor it, they look at it, everything's okay. If I have a workout, I go in there, I say, just to let you know, my creatine level's gonna be a little high. So guys, talk to your doc, ask him, hey, if I did this, can they be high? If I'm dehydrated, can they be high? You're playing a softball tournament on Saturday and Sunday, and then all of a sudden you don't rehydrate. You go in on Monday, you get tested, your levels are going to be popped through the roof. So just do some research, guys. Don't get on it because it actually is a very good supplement for you. UPS, Federal Express, the USPF, PS, United States Postal Service, guys. This is, I'm just going to tell you right now, I shipped some bats, right? Murray, I see you right there. Your bat's going to be at your house tomorrow, man. I am not in Aggie land. I did not go. My back's giving me hell. And I see you right there. I can't even read what you're saying. Your bat's going to be at your house tomorrow. And I think you're in, you're somewhere up north. So, UPS, guys, insure everything, UPS. And I don't care which one it is. They're all shady when I talk about this. You have to insure it. The more, the better. I insure everything for $300. Every bat that I ship is for $300 because usually a bat's around $220. Then I'm $80. The extra $80 is my time to go down there and ship it. Plus it's $20 more to ship it. I'm just going to show you what showed up the other day. This right here showed up the other day, just like this. Okay, just like this, right? And it was cut. You can see it was cut. 85% of the bats that I get are like this in boxes. Nothing was taken out because the majority of the time they're looking for U-trip bats and they're looking for ASA bats, right? But this is what happens most of the time. I sent a bat to Steve Webb, lives in Florida. I sent him a bat, right, in a bat box. It showed up, he got a curtain rod. They had took the bat out, put a curtain rod in it, taped it back together, and gave it to Steve. A curtain rod. I fought it because when I shipped it, when they asked you, what are you shipping? I said, it's a softball bat, right? Luckily. And when I shipped $300. Got my $300 back out of it. You know, it took a while. It took 2 months, but I got my money back. But they shipped a curtain. And what happens is a lot of these UPS drivers in the warehouse, they stack the truck. They know what they're looking for. They see the truck has a label on it. Well, this one didn't have a label. It came from California Bat Company. This one didn't have a label. Luckily, nothing was stolen out of it. But they come open, or they'll have a big gouge in it so they can see inside of it. It's real easy, right? They'll put a big gouge in it, and they'll look inside of it and see what it is with a little light. If it's a U-Trip bat or ASA, they're cutting it and stealing it. And that sucks. That's sick, man. Then these guys, so insure it. A lot of guys are shipping too much stuff out there that are not insured. I'm going to put out a video on how to test your bat speed. I was working on it the other day, and guys, wait for that. That's coming out. What I like about, and I think every bat company needs to do this, is date of birth. And you can see this is a new bat. I'm gonna show it to you in a minute. You see, I think every bat company needs to go to that date of birth because a lot of bats are being stuck in garages. You know, a lot of bats are being hoarded. And I think it's just would help a lot of people out if they knew the date of birth and when that bat was made. Just for future references, I think a lot of bat companies, you know, would sell a little bit more bats if somebody knew that they had a date of birth on it and they saw it. Working on something, my website. I wanted to talk about shaving, but I think I wore that thing out. Compression testing, and this is another thing I wanted to say too. It's so funny that SSUSA, you know, has, you know, about all these, you know, the rumor today was that I read on Facebook was SSUSA is going after, you know, all these bat companies putting out too many bats that are, you know, hot, whatever, but they won't do shit about, shaves bats or compression testing bats, or for a long time they haven't. I hear this year they're going to start compression testing, or next year they're going to start compression testing. I kind of hope they would do something, or even here's the deal, man. And it wouldn't take shit to do this. Is why don't you walk into the dugout and inspect some bats? You know, run your hand on it. You can tell if it's got a little crack in it or anything. Kick it back out. You know, look at the end knob. It has any the end knob, the end cap, to see if it has any separation in it. If it has any separation, kick it out. Just kick it out. Put a tag on it and get out of here. Or here's the deal: put it somewhere at the end tournament they can pick it up. Because you know, if he's shaving a bat, he's cheating. He's going to try to use that son of a bitch the next day. That's just me. That's just me. Guys, I'm going to do a video on this too, and I need to talk about this because I think a lot of you guys are storing your bats wrong. I think a lot of you guys, I got this question the other day, and I've done research on carbon for a long time. And somebody was getting an argument with me, kind of talking and getting an argument about carbon does not lose anything if it's been heated up. Like it does, carbon stays as carbon, even though you heat it up. The only thing that, you know, that makes carbon where it doesn't flex as much is some other things. Seawater is one of them. If you leave carbon in seawater. So, and I'm hearing you. You're right. You're totally right. You know, carbon does not lose its elasticity. You know, it still has that response. What gets damaged, it's not the carbon, it's the rosin. So, you know, they're talking about heat and cold, heat and cold, heat and cold. The worst thing you can do to your bat is stick it in the trunk of your car and heat that bat up. You know, we actually hit in the mornings, guys, and I wouldn't do this if we were hitting in the afternoons, but we hit in the mornings. We hit at 7:30, 7:15. It's usually right now around 75 degrees. And when we were done, it's in 80s, maybe 80, 85, not pushing 90. And we get out of there fast. We don't like, we're old guys, right? We don't like hitting in that heat. But the worst thing you can do is your bat outside in 100-degree weather, and then you throw it inside the house, and and then you take it outside, throw it in 100-degree weather, out back and forth, or leave it in your garage during the, summertime, bring your bat in the house, or leave it in the trunk of your car, leave it in the back seat of your truck. That's the worst thing you can do. It's because of the rosin, not because of the carbon. It's because of the rosin gets broke down. Your bat will not last as long. You guys, I'm just telling you one of the many things, right? Because you guys are cracking a lot of bats. So one of the many things that actually can contribute to what's happening to your bat, right? So baby your bat, don't leave it out in the sun. Take it out of the sun. Take it aside. You guys are hitting in 100-degree weather, which I hope you're not if you're a senior. Kind of, move them underneath something, because when they get heat, then that rosin gets heated up, and then you put it in something, and it stays in there. You leave it in the truck when you go home, and it's baking in that truck. It kind of destroys that rosin that's in there, weakens not the carbon, it just weakens the barrel. That's the only thing I'm saying. So just these little things will actually help you. I'll do a video on that too, and actually show you some documentation that talks about that. That's been around for a few years. Life expectancy for a bat. And a lot of you guys will argue with me on this one too, and I think what happened to Dudley back in the past is Dudley has spoiled a lot of you guys with that 2,000, 3,000 swings, and you guys are hoping that one day, that's going to come back. But, oh my God, we're going to have a bat with high performance and it's going to last 3,000 swings. It's not going to happen. It's not going to come back, right? They don't make any money doing that. Bat companies do not make any money whenever you have a bat lasting the senior the rest of his life. That swings under that 60 mile an hour, and that bat literally, look at all of the seniors that are swinging those bats right now, and they won't have another bat, right? They'll be swinging those bats for the next 20, 30 years because they're not tearing it up. I'm taking real good care of it, I'm going to guarantee you, I'm going to guarantee there's some of them that have rosin damage, like I just talked about, that is misthrown. Oh my God, look what I found in the garage, Or look, a buddy of mine had one in his garage. You don't know how hot that barrel has got in that garage. You don't know all that. It could be disintegrating. Why do you think a lot of the end caps come out of those bats? Guys, and I've had this happen. A lot of those end caps will crack out of them old Dudleys on the OGs. Why? Because just so happened that one has been in the heat and been out of the heat, been in the heat, out of the heat, constant for the last, 2016? When those were made, 2017, somewhere around there. A bat, the elements of everything could actually tear a bat up. So just watch where you store. Life expectancy for a bat. That's another thing too. A lot of you guys are thinking, and you get disappointed because your bat lasts 300 swings. Somebody said that on the Facebook the other day. The bat lasts 300 swings. Well, me personally, if I have a bat, I'm just going to put this one out there. If I have a bat, this bat lasts 300 swings, I'm happy. This bat right here lasts 300 swings, I'm happy. That's a hot bat. No more, I gotta put shit up. No more hot bat's gonna last 1,000 swings. If you get 1,000 swings, you're lucky if you get 1,000 swings on a bat. You're lucky. And I know you're preaching to the choir, guys, but these guys gotta make money. These bat manufacturers have to make money. And they're not going to make any money if they sell you a bat that lasts 8,000, 9,000 swings. Not going to make any money doing that. So they're not going to do it. I wanted to show you guys something. Hang on. A lot of you guys asking me about this too. These are Carlos's Onyx. These are his new shoes. Quit fucking texting, guys. These are Carlos Onyx's new shoes. I like the way the traction is. A lot of you guys were asking me, they're the same as last year's. They're not the same as last year's. They actually have, they're lighter, they're wide, not too wide, but they're wide. They are really light, and they actually are, if you remember last year's Onyx, they were kind of not as stable at the top right here. And your foot will roll, right? If you're a heavier guy like me, 250 pounds, you would actually roll that heel on it, not these. These are actually pretty good and they've been holding up. But I wanted to show you, I wear them every day, guys. I wanted to show you, if you wear inserts, it's gonna be a little tough on you because your inserts are so high that it's gonna pull you up a little bit. And if you can see, they're not like a 3/4 top. It's actually like a low top on them, but they do feel comfortable when you walk around on them. I don't have any complaints in them, and I wear them every day. I do not wear them when I hit, no. So you're not gonna see them because I like the color and I don't wanna, because we're hitting in clay, I don't wanna mess that color up on them shoes that I have. A lot of you guys, I need to go into this too, talking about bat speed and cutters and square ball hitters. Trey Roberts breaks more bats than anybody. Like the most bat speed, the two guys with the most bat speed is Bill Blake Jr. or Bubba and Mark Reeves. And those guys, they don't break bats. Then you have Trey Roberts in there and he breaks most of the bats, right? Charles Mueller, he doesn't hit with us a lot, but he'll come down and he'll break some bats too. So those guys are mainly square ball hitters. You got cutters. Bubba rarely, because he cuts everything, but Bubba rarely breaks bats. 1.21 BPF is out. I already talked to you guys about that. I'm kind of keeping myself within the hour. I got 15 minutes left. Guys, I was talking about this before I get the bats. I'm gonna get the bats in like 5 minutes. I want to talk to you guys about that. I think, and what sucks about this is compression testing. A lot of you guys, and what sucks about compression testing is this too. You can't just watch a video and then see what it compression tests at. Okay, how many swings did it take to get to that compression? And in your mind, because here's the deal, with that, your bat speed changes, right? I mean, who was hitting the bat when it was compression test? So that's one thing you have to take out. I believe in compression testing, but I believe in you finding out. I'm not talking about how many swings you put on it. I'm talking about you find out what your compression level is and what the best performance that you get on a bat by compression testing it. When these people get up there and they start saying, okay, we put, and I've seen this on a review the other day, we put 150 swings on it, let's compression test it now. So they get it down and they start compression. They compression test at the beginning, and then they compression test it on the first video. They compression test it when they get 150 swings on it, but they had 3 different guys swinging that. Now, those 3 different guys are different than 3 different guys of mine because our bat speed's different, right? So our numbers are gonna be off. It took 150 cuts to get this thing down to 190. Well, that don't mean shit to me, because I'm not gonna do that like you did it. My bat speed is different, right? Or Joe Blow's bat speed is different. So we would have to give every bat to you to get it down to that, or take like 100, 150 swings, whatever they talk about. So that's out. When these guys are doing that compression testing, that needs to be thrown out. What I believe in compression testing, what I believe in compression testing is find out what your number is to get the best performance off of your bat speed, basically, is what I'm talking about. And I know there's going to come a time, and we're working on things, our guys, things that will help you guys in the future. And it might take a while, but we're working on it. New development for senior, actually for softball together. It's just new development that's going to take us to that next level. Senior softball bat reviews, that next level, because nobody else has thought about this. So it's things that I've had in my mind for the last 3 years, and I'm getting it rolling, and a few of them rolling, and talking to some people from far away to actually do things. And it's not building my own bat. I will never build my own bat. Okay, I'm not going to go in that direction because I would have to give up what I'm doing right now. So I'm not going to go in that direction when it comes to that. Guys, and I'm not trying to be a dick here, and I just want to say this because of we are getting bigger, you know, we're expanding. So when I have guys that come on and they want to walk on, now I don't, like you call me, right, and you're out of state, you know, let's say the guys from California, the buddies from California, the buddies from Florida, you know, guys from up north that I know that talk to me on a every other day basis. You guys want to come down and hit, schedule it, let's come down, let's do it. Because they know, right? But what I have is I have walk-ons, right? So guys will see me out there hitting and they'll know what I'm doing. Okay, you know, it's okay if I shag or it's okay if I hit, and I have to turn them down because too many times, and I think Chino's watching, too many times that I have said yes. And the reason I said Chino is because he was there when it happened. Matter of fact, Trey was there, Mark was there, and this one guy come up and he asked him, we all know him, and he just he wouldn't stop talking. And the stuff that was coming out of his mouth wasn't where it can be taken in a different direction, right? When he was talking about things. And it wasn't bad. It was just something that I don't want to promote on the channel. And he was being funny and he was talking, and, you know, guys were trying to pull him away from the camera, and he was right by where the mic was on the camera. And it's hard for me to say, and I told him, I said, no more, man, you're done, you know. And then he was asked why, and I would explain to him, and he goes, okay, I understand, you can't have that, you know, because I'm trying to. It's just that people take stuff out of context and they go in the wrong direction with it. And when I'm not talking about bad, Chino can talk. The guys that know Chino can talk about it. It was funny, but people can look at it as if they just heard that one part. It was like, oh shit, why did he say that? We got 10 minutes. Guys, when you move up in weight, and I think Carlos is one of the best, I think California Bat Company is one of the best at doing this. And I think Short Porch is really good at doing this too, so far. I haven't checked a lot of other bat companies, except for one other one, and I think they're doing it really good, and I'll show it to you right now. And I'm gonna explain what they're doing. If you have two bats, two of the same model bats, right? Which is these two. When you move up in weight, right? What you wanna do is go more toward the end and not the hands. Because if you're moving up at weight, that means you're stronger, right? So you can handle that big sledge effect. The worst thing you can do is put it in the hands. There's a lot of bat companies out there. I'm not gonna call them out. There's a lot of bat companies out there, when they go up in weight, they load the hands too much. That turns that balance point, guys. So I'm gonna kind of a little demonstration here again. So they're good. Actually, I'll show it to you right here. You've got a 26 ounce, you got a 16.4, and then you've got a 9.1. So now you're going to a 27 ounce, right? So you got a 27 ounce, and they went to a 16.9 and a 9.2. So they only went up really small in the hands, right? That's good. You're actually going to gain a little bit of performance if you're swinging that bat. This bat is faster, you're swinging the lighter bat. So a lot of these bat companies out there, when they go up, they load the hands too much. Carlos is probably one of the best at doing it, because what he does is he goes in half-ounce increments. He puts half ounce on the end, half ounce on the knob. I call hands. It's actually the knob is what I weigh. So it's the knob that he puts a half ounce on. So that's what I'm talking about whenever I tell people. Balance points, guys, and that's another thing too. And what happens when you go up and you load the hands, basically what you're doing is, let's say this is a 16.4 is what it is. This is a 16.4 with a 9.1. So they want to go up in weight on a 27, and what they do is they move the end weight to a 16.7 and the hand weight to a 9.9, right? To get that extra ounce. They're moving that balance points down further, more like a balance bat. So your performance on your barrel is not as much. You're not going to collapse that barrel as much as you did on the lighter bat. So you're going to deaden the performance. You're not going to have that barrel work for you anymore. A lot of bat companies do this, guys. I scale every one that I get, and I find this. But here's the deal. They've been doing it for years. They've been doing it for years. That's why I thought scaling 14 years ago was important when you're moving up in weight. So what I would do is, I knew I could handle that bat speed at a 27, but I stayed down with a 26 because they loaded the hands too much and deadened the performance. So I'd actually swing a lighter bat. I didn't like it, but I would do it, if the barrel helped me out. So before I quit, I think I finished a lot of stuff here. I can move the other stuff. I need to start talking about it. What I want to do in all these videos too, I want to talk about supplements that I'm taking. I think every senior out there needs to go on a digestive enzyme. This is the one that I take, super enzymes, to help digest your food, guys. We are I'm in my 60s, but we don't digest food like we did in our 20s, our 30s. So get something out there. There's another one called acid something, super acid. That actually helps digest your food too. But any kind of, I'm not talking about probiotics, I'm talking about digestive enzymes. Go down and pick you some up. Another thing too, I'm not gonna go through all of them. I'm just gonna go through a few of them because I kind of want to talk about some bats here, but I got 8 minutes. It says D3, K2. Now when you get D3, make sure you get K2 with it. I think everybody, I don't care if you up north or south, you need to be on D3 and K2 together. So either buy them separately or get them where they come together. I actually like them when they come together like that. This is another thing too. And guys, I'm not going to go through, I've already went through what they do. What I would like for you guys to do is I'm going to show you what they are and do some research on it. Go back to the video, look it over again. And I think every senior that has an arthritic problem, arthritis somewhere, this is something that I think they need to start consuming. It's called NAG right there, not NAC. There's an NAC out there, right? When you Google it, make sure it's NAG. Look it up. Every senior needs to be on this. And another thing too, the dosage. If you guys, like I always double the dosage on this one, not the digestive enzymes. I stay with one. Vitamin D, if you guys, I think we're staying on the vitamin D. What it says right here is 10,000 IUs per capsule is usually what I stay at. 10,000 guys a day is what I do. A lot of you guys are gonna go, damn Dave, that's a lot. Well, not really. It's just something that I think a lot of seniors don't understand out there, that on vitamin D, you got to be in the 10,000s. This is another one too. I'll talk about the other ones next week. This is another one too. Do research on this, guys. L-arginine and citrulline, okay? Look this up. It's good for your vascular system. I've been taking L-arginine, I think, since I was like 17 years old, guys. It's L-arginine. I've been taking it for a long time. I usually take like 2,000 milligrams. So this is like 500. I double dose, triple dose, take 2 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon. L-arginine's really good for you. It actually relaxes arteries and your better blood flow. I've been taking it for a long time. I did some testing years ago where they tested my HGH levels. I was injected mega dose with L-arginine to actually try to make my pituitary gland pulse HGH. So that's how come I know L-arginine is good, because it was used on me a long time ago to get my HGH, to my pituitary gland to pulse HGH, human growth hormone. So that's how come I know that L-arginine is badass shit, but that recently happened within 10 years. But I've always taken L-arginine. It's an amino acid, been around for years, guys. Take that. I'll talk about the other stuff later. Let me talk about some bats and tell you, not problems that we ran into, but just some things that you guys need to be aware of. Very good bat. Very good bat. Just not a 3/4 ounce end load, but it is a very good bat. This is a new bat we just got in today. California Bat Company. You guys can see it right there. I know nothing about the bat. I haven't even scaled it, right? I haven't even taken off anything on this bat. And real quick, something I want to talk to you guys about. And this is one of the new bats that we're going to get, that we're actually going to start testing next week. One of my minions out there got a hold of me. I know this guy. I've taken pictures with him, and he said, "Dave, I have a problem. I have a dud bat." And I'm like, okay, well, I'll tell you what are you looking for, you know? And I was, you know, I was kind of, he's a buddy of mine, and I kind of like, I said, okay, I want to, can you do me a favor? I said, can you send it to me? Because he said, Dave, we're not getting the pop you're getting. And I said, can you send it to me? You know, let me look at it. And I said, what do you want? I just so happen to have a wig popper, right? He goes, I want a wig popper. I had a brand new wig popper. I said, okay, I'll send it to you. Well, it was a short porch that he had. It was the player model, short porch. He sent it to me, and I sent him a brand new wig popper. It swapped out. It didn't bother me doing it. I wanted to see something. I wanted to test something. So when I got it, it had lizard skin all the way up to here, right? So we started hitting it, and it made a really bad sound, really bad. And I left the lizard skin on. And it actually was raised here, so it actually made it look like, you know, a little cone, right? Lizard skin up to here, just the lizard skin. So when we were hitting it, and it sounded like shit, I took the lizard skin off. I put my wrap on it, which is about right to here. It's a 27 ounce. And guys, we started hitting it, made a different sound. You know, I don't know, maybe the lizard skin kind of held in the sound of the bat. I couldn't tell you. I suspect that. But we started hitting it, and it opened up within 50 swings. It was a badass bat within 50 swings. I was like, holy shit. And watch the video on it, because I did a video on it. It hadn't come out yet. It'll come out next week. Watch us swing this bat and listen to what we say on this bat. Guys were hitting freaking bombs with it. But I don't know what balls he was hitting. You know, I don't, and he loved the bat. It's a dud. He thought it was a dud. We gave it to us, and within 50 swings, it opened up. Now, I don't know. I couldn't tell you, but I'm just saying. And we're hitting Thunder Advance 44, 375 compression balls. We started hitting this bat, guys. We like the bat. Hard to get used to the handle a little bit, but we got a video coming out in the next couple of weeks of us hitting it. And like, we just started hitting it. So when you start hitting the bat, man, you can't say anything about it. When you just start, you take out, that's how come a lot of these guys doing reviews, they take out the rep and they start hitting it. Oh, wow, that bat needs time to break in. This bat needs time to break in. So I can't sit there and tell you, oh my God, or, you know, or it's a crap bat, which I'm not saying that. Just by the first, I'm just telling you our first impressions of the bat that we're actually swinging. These are the new ones that came in, right? I think I did a little short video on these. These are the new ones. I love the weights on them. If you guys, I just showed them to you, right? So my biggest fear whenever I went up and weighed in these, my biggest fear was that they were going to load the hands. They didn't load the hands. So I'm excited. And we hit these the other day. They're making, when you hit these bats, they're making a weird sound I've never heard before. So this video will be out, this review will be out, this coming up next week. This is the Onyx Nick Price bat. This is a balance bat, 2-piece, 13-inch barrel. This is the other one, like I said about the hand weight, 9-1, 16-4, which is a 1/4 ounce end load. And they're calling this a 1 ounce end load. Guys, this is not a 1 ounce end load. It's like a half, 3/4 ounce, in between a 1/2 ounce and a 3/4 ounce, because 9.1, you know, and 16.4, if this number would have been in the 17s, you can call it a 1 ounce. You know, this got to be in the 8/8. This one here's got to be 8/8. This one's got to be, you know, 17.2 for it to be a 1 ounce end load. It's not a 1 ounce end load. So if you guys that like swinging at 1 ounce end loads and you get this bat, you're going to be disappointed, because it doesn't. A lot of you guys are saying it feels real and loaded. It doesn't feel unloaded to us. I want to talk about those last. This is the new Protons, guys. Not like the old ones. I'll just tell you that right now. I'm not going to go too far into it. We just started swinging them. That's the new California bat, one we just got in today. They are one-piece bats, a 26 and a 27. And these Protons that I got, guys, they are not like the Protons that I last year, I think, beginning of last year that we swung. This is the 2-piece. This is the 1-piece. I will say this, right now, performance-wise, these are the ones that are actually, and you can watch the video on them later on, these are the ones that actually are performing really good. I'm going to go to a 1 ounce, more of a 1 ounce end load, because I think I got too much hand weight on this one, and it's performing, and I got too much hand weight on it. So that's getting me excited about the Proton, because I actually, just before I got on, I talked to Charles, and he's going to move that 9 down, because you can custom make your bats through, you know, tell it what kind of hand weight you want, what kind of end load you want with him. So that 9.7 is going to be brought down to like a 9.1, and leave that 16.9 at the end. It will actually increase the performance on that barrel when you do that. You know, when you have a bat that's, you know, high 9s, it kind of deadens the barrel a little bit. You just don't get a response. You don't get that ball response, that ball compression off there. This bat, love the way this bat feels right now. And guys, when you first start swinging those Protons, they make a sound that I've never heard before. It's like a broke-in sound, not like what I'm fixing to talk about right now. It's more like a broke-in sound, like, oh shit, that sounds good. That barrel sounds good. But I'm not going to go too far into it. You know, we still got a couple more times. We just started hitting them and break them in. And I'll let you guys know next week. I will put out a video of us hitting the Protons during next week, though, too. These are the ones I want to talk about, okay? These are the new Micans that are out, right? I want to talk a little bit about these bats. You have the Johnny Bailey, Mike Masinko, and the Mike Dill. Let me talk about the Dill first. This is not your last year's Dill. Softer barrel, better performance. We just started hitting them, right? But this is not the Mike Dill from last year. A lot of you older guys are going to love this bat. You're going to love this bat. You're going to love the way it performs. We still got to get some more swings on them. I'm going to talk about that. That'll be the last thing I talk about. This is the Mike Masinko. It's got a 1 ounce. Look what they did here. And I wish they would have did this to the Bailey, and they didn't. And I don't know why, but you got a 17.2 and then you got an 8.5. That is a 1 ounce end load. Light on the hands, right? Got a big barrel on it, should perform. It is. We're getting good performance on the Mike Masinko. Better than last year. Okay? I'm just saying. Better than, I'm telling you guys now. Now you have the Bailey. The number that I didn't like on the Bailey was the 8.9, the 9.8 on the end. And I love the 17.1. They actually went up here. What they did was they went up in the end. And remember that it was on the 27 ounce, that was a 9.5 and 9.4 last year. So what they did was they put more weight on the hands, and they put a 0.5 ounce on the end, and they went up in weight both, right? I kind of wish they would have left the hand weighted like a 9.5 or 9.3, somewhere around there. It would have actually helped that barrel out a little bit, but great performance on it. Good performance on it. I love the way I always love the Johnny Bailey. I always did. I love the way it swung. I like the way it was put together. You guys remember the gold Johnny Bailey? It's feeling more and more like the gold Johnny Bailey that was out. I don't know. I'm not going to compare it to that. It feels more because of the softness of the barrel. You guys remember on that gold bat, that barrel got soft, okay? Very good bats. The one thing, and I'll end with this, the one thing I will tell you, I'm 5 minutes over, that's good. The one thing I will tell you about the new Micans are this. They're not gamer ready. They're close. When we started swinging these bats, and I'm going to tell you the number, we started swinging these bats, they sound like shit. They didn't have that sound that we like. We didn't get any performance. And we were hitting them, and I was like, God, I hope they, I was disappointed. And then our guys, during this time, and it's a little story here, threw them to the side, and they were hitting the Dudleys because the Dudleys were performing. I told you that story about how they cracked them, right? They just kept swinging them, kept swinging them, kept swinging them. I was throwing these in there, and they would take 2 or 3 with it, and they'd throw it to the side because it wasn't performing. Well, all of a sudden, I got a phone call from another friend of ours, guys that actually do reviews, help test bats for me too, David and Paco. And they have you swung the Johnny Bailey? And I'm like, no. And they go, man, I'm not getting any too warm, fuzzy feelings about this bat. And they go, no. Wait till about 100 swings. And I'm like, really? And he goes, wait. He goes, how many you got on now? And I said, I bet I got 30, 40 on it. But it says game already, right? So I thought it was just going to be 5, 10 swings and it's going to blow up, right? Going to take off. And he goes, give it 100 swings and watch what happens. And that video will be out next week. So we gave it 100 swings, and oh my God, he's right. 100 swings into it, this started making that sound like boom, and it started taking off. You can feel that barrel flex on you. You can feel that it's got a little bit of flex in that handle too, man. And you can feel that handle flex on you. So yes, I'm glad I didn't put a video out on it, and I listened to my guys when they said, no, give it 100 swings. So, and I was thinking they were gamer ready, that you can take them out there. No, they're not. You got to put at least 100 swings on it. Do not give up on any of them new Micans. They're going to turn around, and they're going to be really good, and they're going to perform for you. And just stay at it, guys. And again, next week I'll put out another video, kind of update you guys what's happening during the week, and kind of stir the pot during the week when I get these comments from people and that are funny, or I want you guys to get entertained, and I'll put those out there, and we'll just sit back. Basically what I did today is I put the comments out there, and I sit back and I watch the replies of all the people that were talking about this guy. And it's funny, but it gets everybody involved. It gets everybody, thinking, and I hope he saw it. Actually, I put something, I said, hey, go to Facebook, and look at what I put out there, and then listen to what they're saying. And I actually sent him that message. Don't listen to me. Listen to what they're saying about what you said, because you're not going to listen to me. Listen to someone else. So, guys, same thing next week. I'm at 8 o'clock. I'm going to get off right now because I think Leroy's coming on right after me, and I think JBI is right after him. Make sure you check those guys out. Thanks, guys. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. I got a couple more here that I want you to take a look at. And if you haven't already, hit that like and subscribe button right down here below. And I also have a membership channel. It's that little join button that you have right down here. Click on it, and it actually has a small video in there that explains everything in the membership. Plus, it actually helps support what we do. Thanks, guys.